All right, so welcome to my skincare and makeup inventory. I'll be doing an inventory of all my products and some plans for the first quarter of the year. I'm starting off with skincare, not because I really plan on my channel being very skincare focused, but because I have some backups that I really want to get to, and that depends on some usage, and those usage goals I think will pair nicely with my makeup usage goals. So this is all my skincare. I like to keep it pretty minimal because I suck at sticking to a routine. So a nice simple one is good for me, and my budget is pretty low. I'll go in order of application. I have my cleanser here. This is the First Aid Beauty Pure Skin Face Cleanser. I love this cleanser. This is my third or fourth bottle of it. It lasts me a really long time, so it's very cost effective for me. This isn't going anywhere. I have a lot of time with this still, so looking forward to that. I just love this. I never need to look for anything else. Next up, I've got this ordinary salicylic acid. It's fine. I like that it's cheap. It works well. Salicylic acid is basically the only active I use. Then I would moisturize. I have this, I don't know how well, there we go. I have this, I got this for free from somewhere I used to work. I'm going through it really easily. I would, with something with this much use, I would consider putting this into my usage goals for the first quarter. But since this is such a staple, I use this every day. It wouldn't feel like a feat to finish this up. I'm going to use this up eventually, whether I try to or not. I probably won't repurchase this. I don't know how expensive this is. Like I said, I got this for free. It's fine. It has a pretty strong scent, which I don't love. But yeah, it's a good night cream. I live in a desert now, and it's been really helpful. I did not expect to have dry skin all of a sudden. So I like this. I'm happy I have it. It'll get used up. Next up, I finish off with an oil. This is a rosehip seed oil. I just get whatever I can find. I've used the ordinary one. This was cheap at Shoppers. It's good. I'm going through it. I like this on my nails as well. My sister uses the same one. It's good. This is the Summer Fridays eye cream. I really liked this when I first got it. It's nice in this frosted glass. I like the packaging. It has this nice peachy tint. It contains mica as well, so it's really under eye brightening. You'll see later, I don't have a concealer. I like this in its place. Like I said, I really enjoyed this at first, but I found lately that when I put a lot of it on when my under eyes are particularly dry, this does pill on itself, which I don't remember dealing with at first. Maybe I wasn't putting that much on before. I'll use this up. I don't know if I want to have a goal for this. I'm about halfway through. I don't think that this will be done in the first quarter, so I don't really see a point in putting this in the project. Next up, I've just got these face wipes. I don't use these very regularly, but I do keep them for when I travel home to see my dad. Usually I'm too tired to do a skincare routine, so I just chuck these in. They take up less space than this, and when I do bring this, I never end up using it anyway. I have chronic fatigue, so these are very helpful for me when I'm struggling when I can't wash my face. These are a really good alternative for me. I've used the Simple brand before for a long time. I like those because they're compostable, but where I live now, I don't have a compost pickup, and I don't have an option for a backyard compost. So whether they're compostable or not, they're going in the trash here, unfortunately. These are cheaper. I like these just fine. It's fine. I've reshuffled a little bit because this is where we're going to start getting a little bit exciting. This is the rest of my skincare. I'm going to start with the lip balms. I have this lip balm. This is made by a brand here in British Columbia. It's fine. It smells okay. I don't find that I wake up with moisturized lips if I wear this to bed, but this is fine to kind of throw in my bag. Yeah, it's a fine little lip balm. This lip balm, this is the Lanolips 101 ointment. Now, you can see I've gone through a lot of this. I started this in December of last year, and I got it for Christmas the year before that. So this is getting up there. I really considered getting a new kind of lip treatment to start on January 1st, but I think instead I'm just going to try to use this up. I would feel good about finishing this whole thing. And I don't really have another one picked out yet, and I would feel rushed trying to find something in time for the first. So I'm going to use this up. I've tried using this on my cuticles. I don't really like it for that. It's kind of hard to apply. I've tried that with a Q-tip, and I didn't really find that worked that much. I prefer using an oil. Here we have the Neutrogena Hydro Boost with SPF. I bought this on a whim, and I didn't try it before. I like it okay. It's very thin. Now, okay, let's look at how much, right? I'm getting really close to finishing. You can see here. I really don't have that much left. I want to use this up. I think it will feel really satisfying to have this jar done. I almost got rid of it in my last move, but I had more back then. And I didn't feel right getting rid of so much product. The thing with this is it's too radiant for me, and I have to powder my entire face after using this. And I don't like doing that. Especially if I'm not going to wear any other makeup. I feel silly putting powder on top of a sunscreen. I will not repurchase this. I don't really like the smell. I think it's a good drugstore option if you have really dry skin, if you can get past the smell. It has a pretty strong sunscreen smell. Yeah, so this is one of the items I have the goal to finish in Q1. So I'm going to set that aside. And finally, I have the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum. I like this. I think Hannah Louise Poston has talked about this is really wet looking. Like it is yummy. That's a good name for it. It's yummy. It's luscious. It's like, your skin looks great with this. It's a little bit too much for me. I like to mix this with that night cream, the pink one, in the daytime since I don't have a daytime moisturizer open right now. And I think that's how I'm going to use this up. It fills back up with air after I use it. So it looks like I have a lot of product still left. I wager I'm about down to here. I really don't have a lot left here. I think that I can use this up with a little bit of attention in Q1. I don't think I'm going to repurchase this. I have a backup for this, you'll see in a second. I think the main thing stopping me from repurchasing this is it does have a pretty strong fruity smell. When I mix it with other things, especially if the other things have a fragrance, it just smells weird. I don't like that. I don't need a fragrance in my skincare. This is kind of a skincare makeup hybrid. Like this is the step in between skincare and makeup for me. I kind of have my eyes on the Say Glowy Skin, but I would have to give that another swatch in store. I'm not sure what I'm going to replace this with after the backup I have. You'll see why I'm already talking about what I'm going to replace the replacement with in just a second. This was kind of the first shimmer goo in my collection, and I'm happy it showed me that that's something that I want in my collection. Here are my unopened backups. This is why I wanted to do a skincare inventory, because I think this is too many backups for me. I'm not comfortable with this amount of backups, especially since I've got 2 moisturizers here, And this sunscreen, I have had this unopened package for months. I think I got this in the summer. It's now the end of the year. I need to get on this. Now, like I said earlier, I'm working on the Neutrogena sunscreen. I think that will be done soon. I'm really looking forward to getting back into this. I used up a mini of this. This is good for people who don't like sunscreen, which is me. I don't like sunscreen. I know I have to wear it, especially when I'm using the salicylic acid, so this is a good option for me. Very, very much looking forward to opening this up. Now, I have this in the packaging because it's easier to store that way, the way that I'm storing these backups right now. This was a birthday gift with the Sephora Beauty Insider program, as you can see. And I have this guy left. What is this? This is the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. This is what I'm going to replace the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum with. And you can see it's so small. I'm going to go through this pretty quick. That's why I'm thinking already about what I want to replace this with. Yeah, so this is kind of this is a neutral. I have no feelings about this. Next up, I've got the Sephora All Day Hydrator. This is my second bottle of this. I used up one of these in the summer. I really like this. I think this is like a hidden gem at Sephora in the Sephora line. It's lightweight, it's glowy, it's non-fragranced. I love it. I'm looking forward to opening this. Like I said, I just moved to the desert. This is a daytime moisturizer for sure. I'm not going to use this at night. I think that I'm going to wait to open this until after I use this up. This is the Phytosurgeon's Verdant Force Field. I have been eyeing this for years. I'm so happy to finally have this. I'm really looking forward to trying this. I received a gift for Christmas, a Phytosurgeon's order. Granted, I did pick out the items. I think my last Phytosurgeon's order was a year ago, and I could never quite justify this price for a moisturizer I had never tried in store before, or tried in person rather. But since it was a gift, I felt okay. I felt okay wagering someone else's money, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm really gonna like this. The first ingredient is Ellobarbadensis leaf extract, which I know my skin loves. So really looking forward to this, looking forward to using it under makeup. I know this is kind of a cult favorite in the online makeup sphere, so looking forward to this. So we've gone through all my skincare. At this point, these are the products I have in my Q1 project. I think that I can get through these easily. I mean, one part of picking products for the project is products that have like a lot of use on them that I think I can actually finish. I'm looking forward to this project. I think I can use these up easily, and I'm looking forward to having them out of my collection as well. Now, let's get into some makeup. All right, I'm gonna start us off with some complexion products. I only have one of each of these things. Like I said earlier, I don't have a concealer. I don't really like the way it looks under my eyes. I haven't found one that I've liked that much. I'm eyeing up the Tower 28 concealer, but we'll see if that ends up in my collection. So let's see what I've got here. I have the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Skin Tint. I have it in the shade 3. I didn't have any complexion products before I got this. I kind of swatched it randomly in store, and I was really surprised with the shade match. The shade match is the most important thing to me with complexion products. That's why I didn't have one for so long. I also love the finish of this. I really like that this isn't a tinted moisturizer. This is a skin tint. It's not moisturizing. It has a natural finish. When I put this over that Neutrogena sunscreen that's really radiant, it tones it down a little bit. I'm a huge fan of this. I'm really happy that this exists on the market. Now, I have this mini Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This was a Sephora birthday gift last summer, or the summer before, 2022. This is just fine. I don't have any other powders. This is good. I considered putting this in my project because I'm going to be using this in some other projects that are upcoming. And I don't know how much powder it's going to use, so I could see myself finishing this, especially with the sunscreen in my usage project. But I don't really want to see this go. I don't have my eye on any powders on the market besides this right now, so I am happy with this in my collection. I don't feel the need to use this up. I have the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Bright Side. Again, I didn't have a bronzer until I got this because the shade is just so good for me. This is like, it has a green undertone. I do have an olive undertone to my skin. This is kind of like a bronzer, I've heard people say. And I think that the finish of this works really well with the Fenty. I'm happy with these items and I don't want to focus on using them up right now. Since we ended talking about my bronzer, I'm going to talk about my blushes now. This is my favorite blush formula. I know this is many people's favorite formula. If there's one Phytosurgeon's blush fan, it's me. If there's no fans, I've died, okay? I love this formula. Now, I have the shade Fume. They describe this on the website as a neutral pink, a neutral rosy pink. Now, I agree that this is neutral. However, on me, I don't know if you can see this that well, but it ends up looking orange on me. So I don't use this that much. Anything with like a hint of warmth starts to look orange on me, but I want to get to use this better. Now, in that Phytosurgeon's gift I got for Christmas, I also got the brush for these. So I'm looking forward to trying this out with the brush specifically for these, because I have a little bit of trouble with this. I find I go overboard really quickly, and I don't always like the way the shade ends up looking on me. Now, we have Condensate. This is my favorite blush of all time. I absolutely love this. I don't know if you can see how much of a dip I have in there. This is such a weird color, and it looks perfect on me. I adore this. You can see compared to the neutral pink, this is such like a muted, kind of cool, maybe neutral color. It ends up looking flushed on me. It just looks so good. I love the texture. It's like melting chocolate. It's beautiful. I can put this on basically without looking. This and brow gel are my everyday makeup. Nothing else. I adore this. I have considered trying to use this up, and I've decided not to because I have that project coming up that I mentioned with the translucent setting powder, and because I recently picked this up. Now, this is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Goldie Cassis. I got this recently. I've been on the hunt for this. This is hard to get in Canada. It's usually not in stock at any of the Shoppers Drug Marts in my city or in my dad's city, which I visited over the holidays. I found it at one, though, on a whim. I checked and they had it. I'm really happy about that because they're out of stock on the Shoppers Drug Mart website, and the Essence website doesn't ship to Canada. So I'm really happy to get this. I don't want to swatch this yet. I apologize, but look. Oh, it's so beautiful. This is a really similar color to Condensate, and I'm just really looking forward to having it in a powder version. I'm hoping that this does the same thing on my skin where it looks purple in the pan and it ends up looking rosier on me and maybe pink. That's what I'm hoping for this. I'm really looking forward to using this in the new year. This is part of the reason why I don't think I want to focus on using up condensate or hitting pan on condensate in the first quarter. Finally, I've got this Revolution blush palette. This is the shade Sugar and Spice. This looked so yummy online. The shades looked alluring and deep and just juicy, and I really wanted it. In person, I will admit it's a little bit underwhelming. But I got this when I only had these two blushes, and I felt like I didn't know what looked good on me anymore, and I just wanted a cheap blush palette so that I could experiment with my colors and see what I liked. I like that this has these two kind of radiant shades. I don't know how well that's picking up on camera. I think that these are baked. They're kind of marbled. They look kind of, in the pan, they kind of look like the Hourglass blushes because they're marbled like that. They don't feel anything like the Hourglass blushes. These are not nearly as finely milled and smooth. But I like these because I didn't realize that I liked these kind of radiant blushes. And I use these the most in this whole palette. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this on my channel. The project, I guess that will not be named, apparently, is going to be concerning this palette mostly, and I'm looking forward to that. This blush palette has served a good purpose in my collection, and if I didn't have something in mind that I'm going to do with this palette, I think that I would declutter this. Because it served its purpose. I know that these shades don't look good on me. I know that I need something more nuanced and kind of grayer, like desaturated, and I know now that I like these radiant baked formulas. So there's my blush collection. Let's move on. So since we've done bronzer and blushes, let's just finish off with some highlighters here. I have the Mars Melter from Kaleidos. I haven't used this in a few months because this is a very spring, summery blush to me. I love this formula. It feels so nice. How's that picking up? Not at all? Cool. This is like a peachy pink highlighter. Is it showing up anywhere? No. I really like this. You know, highlighters are hard to hit pan on. I'm not going to consider trying to use this that much in the first quarter, but I do see this getting more use from me because I've kind of put this away in the fall and autumn. Fall and autumn? Fall and winter, because I've been leaning more towards this highlighter. Now, this is a highlighter from Dandelions Cosmetics. Let's see. This is the shade Skyla? There we go. Not sure how to pronounce this. This is a beautiful, cool, bluey purple, kind of maybe periwinkle, cornflower kind of highlighter. This is chunky. This girl is chunky. I think it's no surprise that I would be using this much more in the cooler months. I used this recently to go to a friend's Hanukkah dinner, and I found that when I picked it up with my brush, kind of swirled it around and then tapped it off, swirled it in, tapped it off like that, I got like a really smooth finish. I don't know how well you can see here. It's quite like piecey and chunky, but I was able to get a smoother finish by using it that way. And this isn't really a highlighter. This is just a loose glitter. This is from Ensley Rain Cosmetics. This was a gift with purchase. I would not have bought this. Ingredients are PET. This is plastic. I put this in the highlighters because I could only ever see myself using this on the cheeks. I'm not comfortable putting glitters this size on my eyes. I haven't even opened this. It's still sealed. I'm not going to open it now. But I have had times in the past when I wished I had a glitter. And so I keep it around for that because I think that if I didn't have this, I would want to get one, and just to save myself the time and energy it takes to find something I would like, and of course, the price of buying something new, it makes me want to keep this around. It's small. I like to kind of move it around in there and see all the glitters. It's very pretty. I'm glad I have it. Here's my best attempt at showing these highlighters. I had to really build this one up so that it could compete with this on camera. How well can we see this? You can see this is so chunky, the Dandelions one, but you can't see it on the cheek. If this is built up, of course, but if you don't build it up like this, you can't see it if you're not turned, or if you're turned head on, you just can't see it. Here's what's left on my fingers. Very beautiful. Okay, so here I have all of my eye products that aren't eyeshadow palettes. I think that this is a good way to introduce my channel because you can see I really don't have that much, and I like it that way. And I think I like seeing people like that on YouTube. Now, let's talk about this. So, I have my two brow products here. These are both from e.l.f. Let's see. This is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, and I have the e.l.f. Wow Brow. These are both in neutral brown. These are a great color for me. I like the pencil just fine. The Wow Brow I have been using for years. I think since 2018. I've, faithfully used them up. I don't even know how many of these I've used. I'm starting to have a little bit of issue with the hold on this. I don't brush my brows up like crazy. I kind of do up in the front and then diagonal through the rest. I would be interested in trying some other drugstore eyebrow gels or pomades or something like that, but I just don't have the bandwidth to be looking at reviews and colors and everything. I like sticking to this. I know that this color works for me, and I'm happy with that for now. The brow gel will definitely get used up in the first quarter. I don't know about this. I've never used up a brow pencil like this before. I used to have one from Quo Beauty, but it was the wrong color, so I got rid of it. This color matches me well. I don't use it that much. I don't draw on my brows that much, so I really don't know how long this could last me. I could definitely see somebody who uses more of this in their brows every day going through this in a quarter. I don't really foresee that for myself. And I think that if I tried to use this more, I would end up with a brow look I don't really want. So I'm happy with these two products. Next up, I've got my eyeliners. I've only got two here. This is the Annabelle Kohl eyeliner in brown. I liked that Annabelle had a few different shades of brown eyeliner. I feel like I don't see that very much at the drugstore. I'll swatch this. I don't know how useful that will be. It's a nice medium brown. I don't really like using black in my eyes or really anywhere on my face. It doesn't suit my complexion at all. Like I said, I have like a really muted skin tone. Did I say that? I don't know. I have a really muted skin tone, and pure harsh colors like black just don't look good on me. So I like this brown. I don't use it very much because my eyes are small and I don't find that I like the look when I line them that much. So I typically tightline the upper waterline and then I darken the outer corner a little bit, and that's it. So this is older. It's lasted me a really long time because when I use it, I barely do. This is a fun one. This is lime green from Palladio. I picked this up randomly at Sally's. I think green looks really good on me. I used to love a green pencil like this when I was younger, but it was metallic and I used it to the nub. I think I was like 12. um, I really liked colorful metallic eyeliners when I was 12. And the green one that was like this, like an appley green, I just loved it and I used it up so much. And I kind of got this when I was reminiscing about it. The color is fine. It shows up as green. I find that sometimes greens, like the dark greens, will look just dark on me, too dark to tell that they're green. So even though I don't really like this color in like clothing or maybe in like an eyeshadow, I like it for an eyeliner. I like doing, I think in the spring and summer, I was wearing this on my outer corner and wearing that peachy highlighter on my inner corner. And I really liked that look. I would like to replace this because it's a little dry. It's not the easiest to use. It takes a little bit to get going. But I haven't been reaching for this since the summer, and I'm willing to give this another try come spring and see then if I want to replace this. Next up is my only eye primer. This is the Kaleidos Tone Activator. I got this when I placed an order with them, of course, because I was looking for a primer and they had one. And I like this purple. So that was my reasons for this. I'm not a big fan of this. The packaging is like an acrylic, like velvety packaging that I don't love. I don't like that it's white because the primer itself is tinted. Can we see that? Yeah. The primer itself is tinted. Now, this is definitely too dark for some other people. It's okay for me. But I don't like it with the white packaging because I'm just afraid to get it on the packaging. Like, I have some on my finger. Now I don't want to touch the white packaging because I don't want to stain it. It's okay. I don't find that this increases longevity of my makeup. In fact, I would say that this actually creases more on me. But I like the finish that this gives my eyelids, and I think that it is good for blending and for showing color. I would be interested in picking something else up, but an eye primer, like, who goes through that? Who goes through an eye primer? I'm sure some people do, but I definitely don't. Like, I've had this for, I think, since March, and you can barely tell I've used it. It's a little bit of air in there, but, you know. Yeah, it's fine. I won't repurchase this, and I would probably replace it when this gets old. I doubt I'm ever going to finish this up. It's not my favorite. I'm happy I have it, though. This is the Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow in 740 Black Currant. Let's see. Yeah. I got this because I got this when I didn't have a lot of other eyeshadow. And I wanted to wear purple eyeshadow. Now this is definitely like a purpley silver. But can we focus? No? Okay. I got this when I wasn't sure if I could wear purple eyeshadow. Now, I do think it suits me. I have so much purple eyeshadow now, but this was the first, and it was instrumental in me finding out that I like color and glitter. I really like having this in my collection. I've considered getting the color caramel. I won't anymore because I have these now, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, I really like having this. This is a really thin formula. It wears really well on me. I wish that I could show you a good swatch, but you know, it's my first video. Cut me some slack. Now, we have two Phytosurgeon single eyeshadows here. These were a part of my Christmas gift. This is Lunar Lightwave. I haven't swatched these yet. This one has a little bit of wax separation. Look at that sparkle. I really couldn't decide at first if I wanted Lunar Lightwave or Fractal Freesia. From what I understand, they're both kind of sparkly toppers with a sheer base. But I liked, well, this is what I was concerned about with Lunar Lightwave is it has this peachy base. Like I've seen people compare this to Space Cowboy, and I've swatched Space Cowboy in store, and I don't like the peachy base on it because it just reads as orange on me. And I was worried about that with this. Now, why I did choose this, one, because I like the name better, but also because I like that the sparkles in this are a cooler tone and they stand out more from the base color. I think it makes it look wetter and shinier and sparklier. Fractal Freesia is like a champagne-y gold in both base and the sparkles, majority of the sparkles. So ultimately I decided on that one instead. Now I have Starlight Symphony here. I just love the name. What my goal was with these was I wanted an everyday one and done eyeshadow. I've never really had one of those, so I got two just to see what I like. Any focus here? A little. There we go. A sparkly champagne. I really like this. I'm looking forward to trying these. Now that I have these as like everyday one and done neutral colors, I don't want the Revlon Caramel anymore, and I feel like I'm set now. This is my current mascara. This is the Glossier Lash Slick in brown. I think this is my favorite mascara. I really like this. I like the wand on it. Here we go to struggle again. I like this wand. I like how natural it looks. I don't like a dramatic lash on me, so this works really well for me. I like the brown. It's subtle. It's definitely a brown and not a black brown. And I'm gonna miss this. I have this replacement to open on January 1st because I couldn't quite stomach the price tag of this over this, especially at the time I was purchasing it. I just had to get this one instead. I used this for years, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it. This is the Clump Crusher in black brown. It has kind of a similar wand. Where are we? Similar short bristle rubbery wand. It's a little bit curved. I like that. The black brown is okay. We'll see how much I like this. I like the easy removing formula of this. Like this is one of those, it's not a tubing mascara, but it definitely is like an easy removal mascara. I think it makes those same kind of polymers, not tubes though, just like the flakes. It is easy to remove. I like that. So we'll see how I feel going back to a traditional mascara. This will be open for the entirety of the first quarter and will get used up. So no more projects in here. I'm happy with this little selection. All right, these are my eyeshadow palettes. Let's take a look. I'll start with my oldest ones. I received this Subculture one and this one last year for Christmas. And that was kind of the start of my eyeshadow palette collection. Let's start with this. So I found this at Winners. Years after it was discontinued. I don't know if this is authentic, but I really wanted it when it was discontinued. I think that the color story is... Can I fold this back? I don't like that. I think the color story is just so unique and, of course, grungy. There's a few shades in here I don't like. I don't like this Roxy shade. It doesn't fit with the rest of them for me. Cube is lackluster. It's a pink iridescent. Probably they meant it as an inner corner highlight. It's lackluster to me. I like Dawn. I suppose it's like meant as a transition shade for lighter skinned folks, but it's got like a little bit of gray in there and I just love it. I also love Mercury. Mercury is probably my favorite shade in this whole palette. I definitely think this is a product of its time. There's 3 shimmers in here. As you'll see, I love a shimmer palette. I want more shimmers. I lean on this for mattes. I mean, I don't really have another choice. Adorn is, it's like a fudgy brown. It's nice. It's really soft. Honestly, I'm a little worried to use it. I feel like some flakes will fall in my eyes, but yeah. I like this for what it is. I'm considering depotting this so that I can use the mattes in custom palettes. Next up, I have this magnetic palette. Now this holds what is left of... Oh, how should I do this? Is that okay? Am I okay? This is the Baleful Bog palette from Dandelions. I also received this for Christmas. Now, this has 2 extra shades. This shade is not in the palette, this reddy brown. And these shades are also from this palette. Now, I made this palette as a little Christmas palette. We've got some reds and greens. This iridescent kind of periwinkle purpley blue I love so much. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows. And then the silver just for a non-Christmassy holiday look. Maybe New Year's Eve, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but this is a little custom palette I made out of these. So I'm going to talk about them as one. This green is the one that also wasn't in this palette and was gifted to me by the person who gave me this palette. At the time, I wasn't disappointed, but I wanted the palette, I wanted the eyeshadows in the palette. When you check out at Dandelions, you have the option, or not check out, when you place items in your cart, you have the option of having it in a palette or just getting the magnetic shades. And I told the person who's gifting this to me that I wanted the palette, but they mistakenly got me just the shades. Now I'm really grateful for that because I can do stuff like this. I had made a little palette for kind of the Halloween season as well. Of course, this is like a Halloween palette. It's or like a fall palette. It definitely fall, kind of witch themed, you know. But I made a little selection around Halloween time, and I really like doing that. So I would like to get more single shadows, but that's not really in my budget right now. But I am really enjoying... I feel like I get to know the shades better when I only have this selection to make my custom palettes. I don't even want to call them palettes, but like these selections. I get to really know the shades better. So, for example, like my last palette I put in here, I used these 2 shades, and I found out I don't really like them. They're like a black base with sparkly, or with green and purple shimmer respectively, and I don't have use for that in my collection. Like, I don't want to put them all over my lids. My eyes are small, I don't want to make them look smaller, and I don't really find that useful for deepening. I really like this shade though. Let's see. It's like a gray with a purple shimmer. I really like this. I don't know how many of these. It's called Al Ghul. Hello? Hello? Nothing? Maybe you covered that up. It's called Al Ghul. Just trust me. I really like this shade. That was one of the shades I had in my Halloween edit, and I really like that. This palette, I think this is similar to that blush palette I was talking about, where online it just, like, the deep colors are so alluring to me. And because it was one of my first eyeshadow palettes ever, I didn't really know that, you know, I don't wear deep, dark eyeshadows like this that much. I think it's picking up lighter on camera than it is in real life. I learned a lot of these colors are too dark for me, but I also learned that I really like having singles and making my own selections or palettes or whatever. Okay, I realize the lighting is getting really bad. I may have to finish this tomorrow, but let's just get the eyeshadow palettes out of the way. The next one I acquired is this Kaleidos Glowing Iris quad. I love this. I love purple eyeshadow. I love this shade so much. I use this a lot. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow shades. This is kind of a straight up purple shimmer. I never really use this. It's a little bit too dark for me. Yeah, I love the packaging. It's like pillowed. I don't know if that's a term. Yeah, beautiful. And finally, maybe the star of my collection is this Ensley Rain Flower Moon. I love this palette. Now, I haven't opened this in a while because I used it a lot in the summer and then I put it away in fall and winter. Oh, even in this awful lighting, it still looks okay. I apologize for the the mirror. This is maybe my perfect palette. I adore this. I love how many shimmery greens there are. Like I said, I love green eyeshadow. And there's a little bit more to play with up here. I like that there's not that many mattes. The greens do all basically look the same. And I use this shade, what's it called? Renew. Pretty much every time I use this palette. One of these shades, let's see, Peony, is like a matte with some glitter in it. I've never actually used it, but so I don't know how I like it on the eyes, but I don't really like it in the pan. This is a little bit too orange for my taste, and I used this Mayflowers with some of the pinks around like Barbenheimer time. I was using these pinks a lot. And I love this Renew. This is like, if Phytosurgeon's Condensate was an eyeshadow color, it's like a pinky gray weird color. I love it so much. Yeah, I love this palette. Looking forward to digging back into this in the spring. I realized that I haven't actually been counting my makeup. Like I said, I was doing inventory. So I have 4 palettes here. I'm counting this as one since all these came from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that I have another gift in the mail. I know that it's an eyeshadow palette, so we'll say 5 eyeshadows for the sake. I don't really feel the need to count individual, like how many items. I don't really feel the need to count how many items I have in any category because I have so few. Oh, except lip products. I forgot we haven't gone through those yet. I'm debating. I'm thinking about filming that tomorrow. I got a late start today and now everything looks kind of bad. Maybe I'll film it and maybe I'll scrap it. Let's see. Here are all my lip products. It's not that many, I suppose, compared to other people on YouTube. To me, this is kind of a lot. I don't think that I pay enough attention to some of these. Let's see if maybe we can rearrange this a little bit. Okay. I got glosses here. I have like a glossy semi-sheer, a couple of lipsticks. This is a sheer one, a matte full coverage, and a liquid lipstick or like a lip cream, and my one pencil. Starting off, I've got this ABH lip gloss. This is just the clear. I got this as a point perk to replace the clear lip gloss I was using because I didn't like it. And I don't really like this either. I think I've gotten about halfway with this. I keep it in my purse, but I never really use it. It's not that moisturizing and it's not that shiny. I really don't like this. Does not need to exist in my opinion. I think that's kind of harsh, but it's just a nothing to me, but I like having a clear lip gloss. This is a product I'm going to put in my quarterly project. I want to use this up and get something else. I used to have the Trixie Cosmetics clear gloss, and I really liked that one. It was shiny, it smelled really good. I liked the applicator and the packaging, the heart packaging, and it was moisturizing. So I felt like I could keep that in my purse and I didn't need to have a lip balm in there as well, or anything else really. So I'm looking forward to using this up. I'm thinking about replacing this with the Fenty clear lip gloss. I really liked the Fenty Glow. I had that a few years ago and I do miss the formula. I wanted to get their Christmas or like holiday lip gloss, the iridescent one, but I didn't get it. I didn't get on it fast enough and it sold out. But I might try the clear or something else. But yeah, I want to use this up. Next, I've got a couple of these Revolution lip glosses. I don't know how well this is picking up. Let's see. This has a blue shimmer. Yeah, I might have to refilm this. This is pink with a blue shimmer. I love this. I think it smells like, I think maybe they're going for like pina colada or something. Oh, this is the shimmer bomb, sorry. In the shade Sparkle, which is perfect, I think. I like pairing this when I have like a sparkly sheer eye on. It looks beautiful on the lips. You put it on and it's, it's a shimmery lip gloss. And then like a minute or two later, it kind of settles and it looks beautiful. I love this lip gloss. I may consider adding this to my usage project, but I don't really want to be without it. So happy with this. Then I have this Revolution gloss. This is the Pout Bomb in the shade Sugar. I think maybe brown sugar. I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of this. It is plumping. I didn't know that when I bought it. I bought this one online. I bought this in person. And I bought this because I was buying this black lip gloss as well, which I have a whole nother story about. But I wasn't, like I said, I don't like black on me. So I got this as well. This is like a brown, a reddy brown. It's deeper in person. And I got this in case I didn't like the black, but I still wanted a deeper lip gloss. Now, the thing with this, I don't like that it's plumping. It's a little bit, so it is dark. It's dark for me. It's gloopy. I don't like how pigmented this is for how dark it is. Now, the reason I keep it around is because when I shear it out, that's how I wear it. I can't put this on without a mirror. It has a pretty strong minty smell. I can smell it from here. So it's minty plumping. I like it sheared out okay. This is what keeps me from buying Clinique Black Honey. Because I think I would like that a lot. I can't always stomach the price tag for that, for a lip product. I know I have some MAC in here, but, hear me out. I want it. I want the Black Honey. I've considered getting the Clinique, or I've considered getting that CoverGirl like dupe, but I'll be honest, like not the packaging that throws me off. It's like the shape of the bullet. For like a cosmetic lip product, like not just a lip balm, I think that the bullet is too big. It doesn't have like a point. I don't think I would like that very much. So this is what keeps me from getting Black Honey. And if I didn't have this anymore, I would be still in want of Black Honey. And I think I would miss having something like this. But it's not my favorite. Now, okay. This is a gloss from BH Cosmetics. It's called the Fuck Off lip gloss. Just like how this keeps me from buying Black Honey, This keeps me from buying the Isamaya lip lac in black. I am so intrigued by a black lip gloss. I know they have one. I know that Finding Ferdinand has one, and Elf used to have one, but I didn't get it while it was in stock. And now all I had, or all I thought that I had the options of, were these higher end lip glosses, and I wasn't sure that I wanted to pay, you know, more than $12 or $15 for a lip gloss, like a lip color that I wasn't sure I was gonna like. So I tracked this down. I got this on the Revolution website, which is why I have a few Revolution products, was that order. So this scratches the itch of a black lip gloss, but I've never worn this out. I don't really like the smell. The applicator's okay. Now, what I didn't see when I ordered this was this has this has gold shimmer. I think you can see there. This has gold shimmer, and that is not what I want with the black lip gloss. I couldn't see that online. I saw that it had shimmer. I thought that was fine. I really didn't think it would be gold. I think that's kind of an odd choice, but I like odd colors in my makeup, but the gold throws me off with this. And I don't know if you could tell when I was swatching this, it is quite pigmented. I think we're learning something here. I don't love a pigmented gloss, so that's a swatch. And you can see it's got harsh edges, and it struggles to sheer out. I don't know how well that translates on camera, but yeah, it struggles to sheer out, which is what I want with a black lip gloss, is like a sheer gray. Yeah, I don't like the smell of this. This reminds me of the dentist for some reason, or maybe it's mixing with this mint from the Revolution Pout Bomb, but I don't love this. If I knew of another drugstore black lip gloss, I would replace this. For now, it's keeping me from buying higher end things, so it serves that purpose. And I like putting it on every once in a while. Like I said, I've never actually left the house in this. Not that I leave the house that much anyway, but I think that grunge, mainstream grunge is coming back in style, I think, as kind of an answer to the clean girl look. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more black and gray lip glosses. I know that Kaleidos did a black one. That one was a little bit too sheer. I think that I don't think that it's meant to look as strange as an actual black lip gloss, that Kaleidos one. So I didn't end up getting that one. Also, I didn't really want anything else from the Kaleidos site, so I didn't feel right making an order for just one thing. But yeah, if anyone watches this, if anyone knows of any other black lip glosses, I would be open to hearing about them. And on a very different note, I have the Glossier Ultra Lip in Trench. This is, a peachy nude. It's shiny, it's easy to wear. I don't love this color. This is a little bit more orange than I like, but on my lips, I guess I've learned that the color of my lips cools everything down. So when I want something neutral, this is kind of like the opposite of blushes on my cheeks. When I want something neutral, I have to get warmer with the actual color so that on my lips, it changes to something more neutral. And yeah, the other way around on my cheeks. This is fine. I like this with this lip liner, actually. I haven't really used this since the spring and summer, like a lot of my other products. I wonder if this would be a candidate. No. No, not really. That's not really a candidate for quarter one. Next up is this MAC lipstick. This is like a sheer shiny formula. What's this called? The Luster Glass in the shade PDA. This is one of my first bullet lipsticks ever. Maybe the first, actually. And I didn't know what I was just saying about this color, how everything cools down on my lips. I didn't know that when I bought this. And this is like a blue-based red. And I don't like this formula for a red. I wore this to work recently for like a Christmas look, and I was always getting it on my teeth. I kept having to reapply it. I think this formula would be great for a color like Glossier. I would say these are fairly similar. I don't love this, but I don't want to declutter it yet. This is something I have to force myself to use. I don't know. This isn't a declutter video. I'm not going to get rid of this, but I'm not a huge fan of this. This, though, I really like this. I haven't worn this one that much either, but this is the MAC Slim Stick. What is this called? Powder Kiss Slim Stick? Powder Kiss Velvet Blur Slim Stick. This smells like vanilla. I don't know if this is like, this was old when I got it. This smells like old makeup. This smells like vanilla. I like the shape of this bullet. This is the shade Marrakeshmere, by the way. So this is more matte and more of a brick red. This has much better staying power. It doesn't slide around and get on my teeth. I like this packaging. It reminds me of like a vintage cigarette. You know, smoking is bad, of course, but it's glamorous. It does, I don't know if you can hear that. It rattles in there a little bit, which, you know, for a $30 lipstick is not ideal, but I really like this shade. I like this formula. I'm happy with this, and it matches this really well. I'll just talk about this now. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in 708 Universal Earth. This is another brick red. Brick red is a color, it's like my kryptonite when it comes to lip colors. They're very alluring to me. I think they look good on me. I like this color. I mainly use this as a lip liner. Sometimes when I'm going for like a non-traditional look or maybe a little bit intimidating, I do like to wear this as an eyeliner. I think that looks weird and I like that. Not that I recommend using the same pencil on your lips and eyes. You know, don't do that unless you clean it up, but I think it looks nice. I like this. I like the formula of this. I would love to get more colors of this, but I don't really know my way around lip liners that much. I used to have MAC Oak, and it was like the same shade as my lips. It kind of neutralized the color of them, but it was like I put it on and I couldn't tell where I put it on and where I didn't because the color, it wasn't even too light, or maybe it is, but it just wasn't the right color for me, so I don't have that anymore, and I don't really know what kind of neutral lip liner I would like in this formula. I know the two colors that are super popular, what are they? Endless Cacao and Wherever Walnut, I think. Endless Wherever Caffeine? Something like that. I don't really like those colors. I don't know what kind of lip liner colors I like yet, but I love this. And finally, this is the Sephora, what is this called? Cream Lip Stain. This is the shade 53. I think it's called Cedarwood. This is a weird color. I love it. So yeah, it's a cream lip stain. It smells kind of sweet. Do you see what this black lip gloss is doing with my hairs here? Interesting. This is like a poopy brown green color. It looks really green when I put it on against my skin tone. This ends up looking really green. This is my one like statement weird lip color. I don't, I want a black lipstick because like I want the black lipstick vibe, but the harsh black just doesn't look good on me. It washes me out. So this is my like weird lipstick, and I'll go so far as to say it's weirder than a black lipstick. I think like it's just so strange. It looks dark and green and just weird on me. It wears really well. I'm a big fan of this formula. I don't need this formula for like a nude or anything. I wouldn't really gravitate towards that. I like something more comfortable. But I would consider getting like other kind of strange colors in this, but I'm not really in the market for that. Together, it's my biggest category, except maybe blush, if you count all the individual blushes in the palette, but I'm okay with that. I like to have like seasonal picks, like a shop my stash. I like to do that with these. And even the ones I don't wear that much, these two serve a purpose. This one, not so much, but I'm falling into that thing of, oh, this was expensive. I don't want to get rid of it. I got this for my birthday. Like, it's got good memories and it was expensive to me. If I met someone who really liked this color, I would probably give it to them, but I don't know. It's staying for now. This isn't a declutter, like I said, but yeah, that is my makeup collection. Let's see what I've got left in this quarter project. Okay, so here are the products I'm going to focus on using up in quarter one. It's not that exciting. I'll give you that. I've got this sunscreen I don't really like. I do like this. This is just so close to being done. And I use this every time I do my makeup and when I put moisturizer on in the morning. And I've had this for a while. I'm looking forward to getting rid of this, but also getting more use out of this. The clear lip gloss, looking forward to replacing this. And the Lana Lips Balm that is, getting up there in age. So that's my little project. It's not that exciting, but I don't have a big collection, so any kind of selection from my collection is going to be small.